Good morning, Unity family. Good morning. Good morning. It's so good to be here. I'm Deborah Giddings, and I am so happy to be with all of these beautiful souls in the sanctuary and everyone who's joining us live on Facebook or our website. So this morning, we are honored to have our ministerial intern, Kathleen Kerswig, giving today's talk, The Truth of Your Being. So please put your hands together and help me welcome Kathleen. So glad you're here. Woo-hoo! So for those of you that are in the sanctuary, I don't know if you noticed or not, but in the far corner of the church, the prayer chaplains have set up a candle lighting, candle prayer table where you can go over there and light a candle for someone, for yourself, say a prayer, and see that energy flowing into the universe. So after the service, feel free. We encourage you to go over there and to light a candle if you're in here early, and feel the beauty of the energy of that light shining in the world. Now, as you were coming in, one of our wonderful greeters gave you a Sunday bulletin with words to our opening song. So for those in the sanctuary, you have that. But we ask you, please don't leave that in the sanctuary. There is a basket out in the atrium, and it's under the peace sign. We would like to be able to keep those copies. We'll recycle them and reuse them. So if you put your bulletin and the song papers in there when you leave, that would be wonderful. For those of you watching online, you can get today's bulletin from our website, unityhartford.org. So let's come together and affirm what we know about unity. It's the welcome affirmation on your bulletin, and I invite you to say it together. Unity is a positive path for spiritual living. Now, I don't know if you've heard this before, but the mantra for 2022 is prayer first. We begin everything in prayer. So let us pray. Let us come together with open hearts in one mind, divine mind. And as we breathe in the breath of God, we breathe out peace. Breathing in love, we breathe out harmony. In prayer, we know and affirm that the spiritual power of faith makes all things possible, and that abundance is our state of awareness. It's a state of mind and a state of heart. As we release beliefs, thoughts, and actions that are not in alignment with divine mind, we experience this abundance and fulfillment. And we walk with that as we express that into the world. So as we go into the silence, gently embrace your yes to the flow of divine abundance. And if you desire, you can repeat in your mind's eye, I say yes to divine abundance in the silence. And as we return from the silence, we say, thank you, sweet Spirit, for the splendor everywhere and in everything. And so it is. Amen. And so I would like to introduce you to our music director, Carolyn Fisher. And Carolyn, you're going to now sing an opening song for us? We're going to sing. That's right, we get to sing. Woo!
The word is we, my friend. So we are going to sing This Little Light of Mine, as you have probably gathered if you got your lyric sheets there. So let's sing that together. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward, and let's send that out into the universe. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. When I go to work, I'm gonna let it shine. When I go to work, I'm gonna let it shine. When I go to work, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. When I'm on the street, I'm gonna let it shine. When I'm on the street, I'm gonna let it shine. When I'm on the street, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. When I'm with the church, I'm gonna let it shine. When I'm with the church, I'm gonna let it shine. When I'm with the church, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Good job.
Thank you, Carolyn. Well, good morning, UGH. Welcome to our celebration of Palm Sunday. We were going to have the donkey and the Jesus and all in there, but the donkey said no, so that ended in a hurry. Anyway, good morning, and my name is Kirk Smallage, and I have the privilege this morning to serve as your worship assistant. And we will get on to what is now happening here in our church with the announcements. And we are now in our 5th week of the popular prosperity program, say that 3 times fast, Keys to the Kingdom. This Monday evening is the last sharing Zoom gathering, and you are invited to this 1-hour Zoom meeting with Deborah Giddings to discuss your ideas and insights. The Zoom meeting is free, and the link is posted on the homepage of the website and also in our emailed newsletter that you receive weekly. So please feel encouraged to join us tomorrow evening at 6:30 p.m. Even if it happens to be the first time that you're attending, it's important that you feel a part of that, and you are certainly still welcome. So hope that you'll be able to join us tomorrow evening. We also will be holding a very special in-person as well as live-streamed Good Friday service. And that is going to be in joint with the Unity in the Foothills group. So that's kind of cool. And the service will physically be held here on Friday, April 15th at 7 p.m. with Reverend Christine and also with Reverend Carolyn Swift-Jones and our intern and soon-to-be ordained Kathleen Kerswig. And also prayer chaplain Deborah Giddings will be joining us for that as well. So for now, please put the date, April 15th at 7 p.m. on your calendar and plan to join us. And Reverend Christine and the board will be holding a class entitled The 5 Unity Principles on 3 Sundays in May. And if you are interested in becoming a member here, please put these dates on your calendar. They would be May 15th, May 22nd, and May 29th. You must attend at least 2 of the 3 of these classes to be considered for Unity membership. And this class is open to everyone who wants to know a bit more about Unity as well, even if it's not for membership. And this is the last Sunday to contribute to food and toiletries for our neighbors in need through MAC, the Manchester Area Council of Churches. And thank you for those of you who have already done abundant giving to this. We appreciate if you still want to participate in that. In May, also, we will begin a new book study class that will be led by our intern, Kathleen Kerswig. She's a very busy lady. The book is called Hell in the Hallway, Light at the Door, and the class will be held on the first 4 Monday evenings in May, and that also will take place on Zoom. There is a $20 registration fee, so please register on our website. And today, you can purchase a raffle ticket to win a copy of the book. The tickets are $1 by cash or check, and you also could get a bonus and buy 6 tickets for $5. So Kathleen will be available in the atrium outside our sanctuary to purchase your raffle tickets after the service. And the drawing will be held on Sunday, April 24th, and you do not need to be present to win. And finally, after today's service, please join us in the community room for some beverages and snacks. And now it's time for our greeting time. And we ask that you please, for now, remain in your seats in the pews. And we'll use the Gandhi blessing to greet one another. The Gandhi blessing is meant to be a call and response. So we're going to do that today. But I would also ask that if you would mind, please stand up. And this will give us an opportunity for you to say the responsive line, and also to take a look around at the others that are in the sanctuary. And for those of you at home, you can also stand and bless all in your home and in the neighborhood that you live in, and even all of us that are gathered here. So please repeat after me. I offer you peace. I offer you love. I offer you friendship. I see your beauty. I hear your needs. Our wisdom flows from the highest source. And I salute that source in you. And let us work together for unity and peace. Thank you, and please be seated. And now I would ask that if you would please join me in affirming our statement of faith together. There is only one presence and one power, active as the universe and as my life, God the good omnipotence. Amen. And now I have the chance to read to you today's daily word. It is entitled, I Celebrate and Welcome the Christ, in celebration of Palm Sunday. And the message reads, Palm Sunday begins Holy Week and commemorates Jesus' triumphant entry into Jerusalem. Although he arrived humbly, seated upon a donkey colt, the excitement of the crowd gathered amplified the celebration as they waved palms and shouted. Spiritually, the crowds represent humanity, joyously responding to the presence of Christ among them. Jerusalem symbolizes a place of perfect peace. Today, I celebrate and claim this peace as my own, as the awareness of the Christ dawns in me. With each prayer on my lips and every thought in my mind, I celebrate and welcome the Christ of my being anew. And the biblical reference, so they took branches of palm trees and went out to meet him, shouting, Hosanna! Blessed is the one who comes in the name of the Lord, the King of Israel. From John chapter 12, verse 13. And again, our affirmation is, I celebrate and welcome the Christ. And so it is. Amen. Now I believe we are ready for Deborah.
Thank you for saying my name. I have my own. All right. Would the ushers please come forward? As our ushers come forward, let me remind you that we can accept your credit card gift online at our website, unityhartford.org, while checks and cash can be received this morning by the ushers. You may also drop your offering in the giving box at the back of the church. And for those online, you can go to our website and donate. This is the time in our service where we have the unbelievable opportunity to experience and express our gratitude, our love, and our prosperity. We know that when we freely and joyfully give, we're opening ourselves up to the abundance of the universe. So whatever amount you're guided to give, take it in your hands. Or if you're giving online in your heart, bless it with your love. I also invite you to hold an intangible blessing in your heart. A blessing for everyone in the community, the world, someone special in your life. A blessing such as love or patience, strength, awareness, peace. However you wish to bestow an additional blessing today. And as you hold that both tangible and intangible blessing, let yourself feel as grateful as you can to God in you as your one true source. And please join me together in our offering blessing. Together, divine love, flowing as me, blesses and multiplies all that I am and have, all that I give and receive, and so it is. Amen.
Where I am, God is. Where I stand, God is standing strong. Where I breathe, God is breathing life in and out and through me. As me, where I sing, God is. Where I dance, joy lifts my feet. Where I live, beauty is flowing free in and out and through me. As me, where I doubt, God is the faith in me. Where I cry, God is the comfort there. Where I seek, God is the answer here and now, forever and ever and ever. Where I speak, truth is. Where I work, love is my career. Where I play, God is playing boldly in and out and through me. As me, where I am, where I stand, where I play, where I work and breathe and move, and where I see, my dance wherever I go, where I pray and take and give and live. God is. God is. God is.
That was beautiful, Carolyn. Thank you so much. Beautiful. Good morning. How's everybody doing this morning? Beautiful Palm Sunday, yes? Just gorgeous. You know, I got really tired hearing Kirk talk about all the things I was going to be doing here in the next 7 weeks. I don't know what's going to happen, but I know you're going to all hold me up. And that's what I wanted to start by saying to all of you. I'm 2 weeks into this internship already, and you have made me feel so welcome, so loved, so appreciated, and I just want to say thank you. So very grateful to be here. And Reverend Christine is going to keep me busy the next 7 weeks. So, and I welcome it. You know, we've been in this Lenten period, right? Everybody kind of looks at Lent a little bit differently if you were raised in a traditional faith. For me, I was raised in a traditional faith, and it meant giving up chocolate for 40 days. And then it meant having that big Easter bunny, right? I was a ears first person. Some people were, you know, the tail end, but I would always take the ears first. But it was a temporary thing, right? It was a temporary form of sacrifice. If you're 7 or 8 years old, sacrificing chocolate is a big deal. It's different now. Lent is different now for me. Having been around Unity for a few years, having been in first LUT classes and now in ministerial classes, it's different. It's a time for me of remembering that I'm already enough, that I am already worthy. And if you spot it, you got it. So anyone who was nodding their heads and going, yes, yes, guess what? We're all worthy. We're all enough. Why is that? Because we already have the Christ presence within us. And that's a big deal. At least it is for me. When I'm feeling it, you know, when I'm spiritually fit, when I'm really feeling it, I can go out there, people can cut me off on the road, and I'm like, oh, they have to get somewhere. It's okay, right? If I'm not up on my game, if I'm not remembering that I'm worthy and I'm enough and I have the Christ presence within me to shine, I'm not really gesturing in a kind way if they cut me off on the road, right? But this has been our time for spiritual rebirth, spiritual renewal, however you want to word it, to be transformed at a deep, deep level. I use this book every year, and what this book, because I know I'm far away, you can't really see, but this is the Lenten booklet that comes out from Unity Worldwide Ministries every year. And the theme has been, in the last few years, release and renew. They started out with fast and feast, and then they changed it to release and renew. And it's all about what we're going to work on for this Lenten period, right? Lent is that perfect time to let go and renew our awareness of the Christ presence. So I want to try and bring out this point, because this is a very big, important point for me, and I'm going to share it with you. It is not about us getting closer to the Christ presence. It's already there, right? It's about us remembering that we're already there, that we're already worthy, that we're already enough. There's a quote in the booklet that says this: "To see the splendor in our worth and the truth of our being, just as we are, is the journey of Lent." I'm going to say that again because that's a powerful statement. To see the splendor in our worth and the truth of our being, just as we are, is the journey of Lent. Whew. I don't know about you, but it is very difficult for me to walk around all the time thinking I'm worthy. I could tell you all the things I did wrong this morning. Give me a week, I'll tell you I could write a whole book, right? So it's difficult to come from that highest level of consciousness when we're having this human experience, right? We're looking at the world around us, we're reading the headlines, we're looking at social media, and we're shaking our heads and we're going, holy cow, right? And sometimes we forget that we're already worthy, we're already enough. This booklet is very powerful in that it picks things to release and it picks things to renew for the week. So let me just share a couple of things for this upcoming week that they're saying we can release and renew. We can release anger and blame. Ooh. We can release our darkest fears. We can release shadows of grief and sorrow. And then we can renew patience and compassion. We can renew strength. We can renew courage of the heart. And we can do it in the serenity of the silence. You know, when they first came out with this booklet, they have a theme every single year, but when they did it the first time with the fast and feast theme, I thought, that's too temporary for me. I like the idea of releasing, because that's really letting something go. And then renewing, I'm going to hold on to it. I'm going to live from that understanding. I'm going to live from that consciousness. And look out, world, after that. Kathleen's coming, right? Right? All of you can say the same thing. You're coming. Here I am. Reverend Christine, this congregation, this unity community, always talks about be the light in the world. So I'm going to take it a step further, and I'm going to say you already are. But there is a difference for me, and it may be for you too. It's one thing for me to say the words, you are worthy, you are worthy, you are enough, right? I could say it all day to some people, and they wouldn't believe me, right? If you had met me just 10 or 12 years ago, you could have told it to me until doomsday, and I would have said, no way. I would have told you, absolutely not. Now, I found Unity in about 11 years ago, and it took me a long time to grasp this idea that I was exactly like you, that I was exactly like I was the Christ presence in expression. It was very hard for me to understand. It was very hard for me to grasp. If you want to know more, see me out in the atrium later and I'll tell you more about that, because it was a very dark and deep place for me to be, and I wasn't sure I was ever going to get out of it. I know that we've all had our challenges. We've all had our issues, right? We've all had dark places that we've been in. And it helps sometimes to talk to people to see how they got out of it. Palm Sunday is a very interesting story to me in the Bible, because Palm Sunday talks about Jesus is riding into Jerusalem and he's on the donkey colt, and you know, people are waving the palms at him, and it's like a big celebration. And yet we all know that 5 days later he's crucified on the cross. How does that happen? It's all about our journey. The stories in the Bible represent the evolution of our souls. Palm Sunday is that celebration of the life of Jesus. It's the celebration of the Christ nature within us. We all have it. There is not one person here, and I don't know all of you yet. I'm going to be hanging out here a lot, but I can tell you this. We all have the Christ nature within us. None of you get out of this without it. Right? Now, how we allow ourselves to express it is a whole other story. But the point of the matter is, we are worthy, we are enough, we deserve abundance. If I do, you do. Will you accept that? Yes. If you don't, that's okay. Just keep your mind open. Keep your mind open to the possibility that what if I really am? What if Kathleen sees something in me that I don't see in myself? Right? Okay. So let's say we do this. Let's say we all go home now and we live from this consciousness of we are worthy, we are enough, yes, we're good enough. Do you think fear and doubt's going to come up? Yep. First time I go on that highway and I'm not feeling spiritually fit. Maybe, right? Or the next Monday, tomorrow's a work week, right? And I go to work and somebody's not doing what I think they should be doing. There are fears, there are doubts, there's no getting around that. Because why is that? Because we're spiritual beings having a spiritual experience. We're governed by spiritual laws, having a human experience. Yes? Yeah. And so that human stuff gets in there. And that's where fear and doubt comes up. And that's why I'm talking to you today about the truth of our being. Because if I'm struggling, if I'm thinking, you know what, I screwed up again. I can't believe I did this. I can't believe that I've made this mistake again and again and again. Trust me, I've done that. I can't believe it. The bottom line is that when I go back to what do I believe? This is the truth of my being. What do I really believe? That was a talk I gave a couple weeks ago for Unity Radiant Light in Providence, Rhode Island. And I kept asking them, what do you really believe? And the reason I ask that is because do you really believe it for other people? Or do you believe it for everyone, including yourself? So am I going to stand here today and say to all of you, you are worthy, you are enough, you are abundant, you deserve it, and then go home and tell myself I don't? Wouldn't make me a very authentic person, would it? It wouldn't make me an authentic ministerial candidate. Graduating in 64 days, but who's counting? I was just telling someone a little earlier today that she asked me, what are you going to do after you graduate? And I said, I'm taking 2 months off. And she said, oh, and I said, because I've been in school since 2012, getting a master's degree and then an LUT and now ministerial school. And so I'm taking 2 months off, friends. I'm just saying, I'm taking 2 months off. Then we'll figure it out. There is a trick that I use when I run into trouble with my own self-doubt. A teacher once said it this way, I give no power to the fear or the doubt. Now we know in Unity we talk about denials and affirmations, right? Are you familiar with denials and affirmations? You deny the negative error thinking and then you affirm the positive truth, yes? Okay, so there is a way to say it where this fear, this doubt has no power over me. We say that, right? Yeah. Let's switch it and say, no, I give no power to that fear or doubt. Ooh, yeah, right? It changed the way I prayed and did denials and affirmations as soon as I heard it that way. And here's why. Because if I say it the other way, if I say this doubt is not going to mess me up, this doubt cannot make me do anything or whatever, it indicates that it might be able to. And the truth of the matter is that it's got nothing on me. It's me that's in control. It's you that's in control. You have to reframe it. So I'm going to suggest for anyone that does use denials and affirmations, change your denials up just slightly and say, I give no power to whatever it is. I'm not going to do it. I am not giving this an audience. I am not giving this consideration. It is not the truth of my being, however you want to word it. But it helps tremendously, especially when I'm in a funk. Because let's face it, we're all in this together. We all are on the same level playing field. I'm no better than anybody else. Yes, I've gone to school, and yes, I've gotten to this point, but we all have the same resources. We have the same powers as everybody else. I'm just in school, graduating in 64 days. Oh, did I mention that already? Sorry. So the question I want to leave you with today, when you go home today, I want you to think about this. What does it look like when someone lives from this wondrous sense of self? What do you think it looks like when someone is living from that consciousness, that highest level of consciousness where they know, yep, I am worthy, I am enough, I am okay in this moment? What does that look like to you? I have a couple of people in my mind. Some of you know that Reverend Jim Rosemurgy was the first Unity minister I came in contact with. And he is the reason why I'm here in front of you today. Now he says it's because he made it look easy. But that wasn't the case. He didn't make it look easy, but he certainly taught me so much about dealing with life, dealing with challenges in running a church. It is not only about standing up here on a Sunday and sharing a wonderful talk with you. It's not about that. It's a wonderful part of it, but there is so much behind the scenes going on. There is so much prayer involved. There is so much everything involved, and that's what he showed me. He is one of my examples of what it looks like when you live from that understanding that the Christ nature within is what I am, and that is what I express on a daily basis. And we're so fortunate because he is going to be here June 26th. I'm very excited about that too. I asked him to come and ordain me here. And so that's exciting too. But he's my example, and I'm sure that you all have examples in your life, not necessarily Unity people, right? But just people that come across with such a loving consciousness, such a giving consciousness that you just go, wow, I want to be like them when I grow up, you know? What would it look like for you? Wherever you are on the level of feeling that you are worthy or not worthy, wherever you are on that spectrum, right? What would it look like for you if you could just open your mind and your heart enough to take it one step further? Like, maybe I am. right? Maybe I'm better than I think I am. We are our own worst critics most of the time. I see some heads nodding, so you get it. I know I'm my own worst critic, right? You could make a mistake, you could come to me and you could tell me, oh, Kathleen, I did this, and I would be, oh, don't worry about that. I could make the same mistake and I could beat myself up for 3 weeks, right? I have trouble turning the kindness towards me. So, yeah. Palm Sunday. I love unity because we look at the Bible stories, we look at them in a metaphysical way, we look at the bigger picture, we look at how we understand the characters in the stories. Jesus, the apostles, I often wonder what I would have felt if I had been in Jesus' place and he was asking for the donkey and the colt and so on and so forth, and knowing what was coming, probably knowing what was coming. It's a beautiful day to just think about the beauty that really represents this Christ nature within us that we can't get rid of if we tried. Some people are very good at hiding it. Some people are very good at disguising it. I think you would agree with that. Don't disguise it. Don't hide it. Show it. Shine. Reverend Christine says, let your light shine. You're all lights. All lights. I want to do one thing before I say so long for now. I want you to say, I am worthy. Together. I am worthy. Louder. I am worthy. And now I want you to whisper it. I am worthy. I don't know if you felt that, but I felt the chills. Sometimes when I say something and I say it louder and louder, it's very powerful. And then I take it down to a whisper, and it has even a stronger meaning. Whether you feel that you're worthy, whether you feel like you're enough or not, you are. You can go home today, and if you're battling these ideas, you could say, KK told me so. I go by KK sometimes. Say, Kathleen told me so. I see it, I believe it, I appreciate you. We got this. Blessings, my friends. Namaste.
Sure. No, that's fine. Yeah. No worries. Yeah. Yeah, no, that's great. All right. All right, my friends, you heard the lady. We're going to now sing the peace song together. And I suppose you may stand as you wish. We haven't really worked that out yet. So if you wish and are able to stand, go ahead and do that. All right. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow, to take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Thank you.
Thank you, Carolyn. And now, if you would please join me in our prayer for protection. Together, the light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love of God. The power of God protects us. I am the power of God. The presence of God watches over us. I am the presence of God. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Thank you.
Well, now that I'm up here, I get to do a little plug for our prayer chaplains. Our prayer chaplains commit to a daily practice of prayer first. And today, our prayer chaplains held all of us in sacred space. They held the high watch for us during the service, and they continued to do so throughout the week. In our sanctuary today, we have two prayer chaplains, Joanne and Wendy, if you'd stand. They are here today to pray with you, anyone, one-on-one. Now, we all said, I am worthy, but if you're not quite feeling that, and you have a concern on your heart, you want to share that. So just ask one of these prayer chaplains to pray with you and see what shifts. If you feel you're worthy and you want to express that joy, ask one of our prayer chaplains to pray with you, and they will pray with that joy with you. They are here right after the service. They pray with you one-on-one. If you would like to submit a prayer request via email, you can do that by sending it to prayerrequest@unityhartford.org. And our prayer chaplains receive those requests, hold them in confidence, and pray with you for 30 days. In the sanctuary, in front of you in your pews, there are prayer cards. If you're not quite sure what you need or want or what you want to pray for, there's words on those cards. You can just circle them, and then you can put the card in the prayer box in the back. And again, we hold these prayers for 30 days. And then they go off to Silent Unity for another 30 days. Woo! So today, there were so many that helped with the service. But first of all, I want to thank our ministerial intern, Kathleen Kerswig, for that amazing talk. Thank you. And our worship assistants, Kirk Smallage. We had a great live stream team today. Julie, Marty, Tony, and Jim, thank you so much for all being here. You were greeted by Lois and Gail, and you got all of your bulletins. Our prayer chaplains, Joanne and Wendy, our counters and ushers, Jocelyn and Christine. And I have no clue who set up hospitality, but I do know that one person, and you're going to stand up, Georgine, came in over the weekend and created magic in that community room. Thank you. Woo-hoo! Yes, thank you. Stand up. Take your counters. It is a beautiful, it looks like the community room used to look like. And now, shh, it's a surprise. I have a special announcement. Our Reverend Christine has a birthday on Tuesday, and she's going to be 70 and sensational. Woo! Yeah. And so we're going to celebrate that birthday next Sunday, Easter Sunday, for anyone who's here. And we would like you, she loves cards. She loves them. So if you have a card and you'd like to bring it in next Sunday, there is a basket in the community room with a little note, cards for Reverend Christine. There are some extra cards out there already today if you want to take one and just fill it out and put it in the basket. But join us next Sunday. And Jocelyn and Georgine, please forgive me. I'm asking for forgiveness rather than permission. I didn't get the chance to talk to you to let you know this was happening, because it just came to me a couple of days ago. So we're going to celebrate. We're going to have cake. We're going to have song. And we're going to celebrate Reverend Christine and the risen Christ within. If anyone is, so please join us if you can. For those of you online, if you would like to send a card, please send it off to the church, 919 Ellington Road, South Windsor, Connecticut, 06096. Send it off, and I know it'll get here in time. 060 what? 06? 06074. Sorry, I don't know who 06096 is, but you might get a birthday card. I don't know if anyone is here for the first time, but if you are, it doesn't look like it. But we want to welcome you. If you're online for the first time, welcome, welcome, welcome. We are grateful for the blessing that you are and for that you have been here with us. If you would like to get some information about Unity, the Unity Movement, this church, you can send an email to our office manager at officemgr@unityhartford.org, and she would be there. I want to encourage everyone to make sure you're getting the newsletter. We have an amazing newsletter. And there's so much information about what is happening here at Unity of Greater Hartford, not just what's happening now, but what's coming up. So make sure you're getting your newsletter, and if you're not, please send an email to officemgr@unityhartford.org and ask to be put on the list for the newsletter. And I want to thank our newsletter editor, and she knows who she is. Our prayer chaplains will be praying with people right after the service, so if you could just quietly and gently leave and go into that amazing community room where I know there's lots of goodies for us to have. And remember that we are able to bring in food now. We're able to bring in homemade food, so if you want to do that. Our first potluck is the first Sunday in May, but we are able to bring in homemade food now. So join us in the community room for fellowship. And for those online, we're going to hold you in space as we munch down on the goodies. We also would like to welcome the opportunity to greet you in the library or share a beverage with you in the community room. In the library, if you can't handle the noise, go to the library. It's a little bit more peaceful, and we can have one-on-one time in there. All right, we're now going to close. Carolyn, Reverend Carolyn, what is our closing song for today?
Every time. So this is a song by Stephen Schwartz. It's called Spark of Creation, and it's from the Broadway musical Children of Eden, which is very interesting. And this, I think, to me, is about the inherent worthiness in us all. I've got an itching on the tip of my fingers. I've got a boiling in the back of my brain. I've got a hunger burning inside me, cannot be contained. I've got a feeling that the Father who made us, when he was kindling the pulse in my veins, he left a tiny spark of a fire smoldering inside. The spark of creation is flickering within me. The spark of creation is blazing in my blood, a bit of the fire that lit up the stars and breathed life into the mud, the first inspiration, the spark of creation. I see a mountain and I want to climb it. I see a river and I want to leave shore. Where there was nothing, let there be something, something made by me. There's things waiting for me to invent them. There's worlds waiting for me to explore. I am an echo of the eternal cry of let there be a spark of creation burning bright within me. The spark of creation won't let me rest at all until I discover or build or uncover a thing that I can call my celebration. The spark of creation. The spark of creation, may it burn forever. The spark of creation, I am a keeper of the flame. We think all we want is a lifetime of leisure, each perfect day the same, endless vacation. Well, that's all right if you're a kind of crustacean, but when you're born with an imagination, sooner or later you're feeling the fire get hotter and higher. The spark of creation. I love that song. Thank you so much for joining us today, both here in person and online. We hope you'll join us on Wednesday at 7 p.m. for our meditation service, and that's on Facebook. And we look forward to seeing you next Sunday for Easter Sunday, either here in our sanctuary or online. Have a wonderful and blessed week. See you soon.